First at 5, he was only 3 years old, and police believe he was beaten to death by his father.
The boy was adopted and joined the family in Montgomery County just a few months ago.
And News 4's Kristen Wright explains the father, who is a top official at the NSA, is accused of abusing the child while his mother was away.
Kristen is live at the courthouse in Rockville. Kristen.
Well, the prosecution said Brian Callahan murdered his son while the defense painted a picture of a war hero. The judge, meanwhile, said very little except Callahan stays in jail. Hyunsu Maddock O'Callahan was only 3 years old. His parents adopted him from Korea in October. 4 short months later, Maddock is dead. Answers to why and how now in the hands of the courts.
This child was unresponsive. His body core temperature was 87.
Maddock's father, Brian O'Callahan, an Iraqi war vet, is charged with murder and child abuse. Prosecutors say he beat his son to death in the couple's home in Damascus 2.5 weeks ago. The medical examiner says it was a homicide. Maddock was already brain dead when he got to the hospital. According to court documents, he had multiple injuries to include trauma to the brain and hemorrhaging in the eyes. The toddler's mother, Jennifer O'Callahan, avoided cameras after her husband was denied bond. His defense, Maddock fell in the shower.
Ultimately, when all the evidence is presented in this case, we're all going to know the truth, which is this was a terrible, terrible tragedy and not a crime.
O'Callahan's attorney tried to persuade the judge that his client's service to his country should be considered. The lawyer says O'Callahan helped in the dramatic rescue of American POW Jessica Lynch in Iraq in 2003. Prosecutors, however, say that's of no consequence in the death of little Maddock.
I oftentimes stand here when